So, similar to yesterday, I'm just not going to do anything super formal like we used to do or usually do for Magic stuff. I'm just going to play a bunch of different things that look kind of interesting. We're going to start with a Zilean Malphite Landmarks Matter deck. That seems sweet. Folks in the Discord had been posting deck lists that they liked that I'd been picking through them. I also built a couple of things, so probably play 2 or 3 different things over the course of the next couple hours. And then for the regulars, I've decided that we're not doing Arena today. I just need a day off. The Arena formats have been rough the last couple of days. So we're going to play Runeterra for a couple of hours, and then we're going to play some Modern on Magic Online, and then we're going to do some more Spider-Man, because Spider-Man's been great. Yeah, we'll be back to doing Mirror on Arena goes up tomorrow. So we'll be doing some Mirror on Sunday, I think. So people asking about Runeterra and if the format's changed or feels different. It definitely feels different in that this lurk deck is super popular because it's the brand new deck that got added to the format. But in terms of like, in terms of what does the format look like, remember this was the biggest balance patch Runeterra's probably ever done. So from the perspective of what does the format look like, I don't really know. Perfect. We get to predict a 2-drop to the top of the deck here. So we do a 1, 2, 3, 4, curving right on out the door. They missed their first lurk trigger. So lurk is a new mechanic from the most recent set. That is a little bit parasitic and kind of high variant. So when they attack, they get a trigger based on whether or not the top card of their deck has lurk. And they missed on that. And apparently they conceded after they missed on it. So, you know, that's definitely one way you could play that deck. That's a shame. Our hand was going to be very reasonable. Mono Leeson. Alright. We've got some hushes and some stuns. I'm gonna mulligan these two, looking for a 1. That's proactive. More in fizzy. So no 1-drop, but we're also attacking on even, so we can just drop our rock hopper here right away. So when rock hopper comes in, summons a landmark. And then yeah, I'm okay taking that trade. So we can Zilean plus Ancient Prep. It's probably the line. So Zilean, when he comes into play, he puts some time bombs into our deck, and then he predicts. Alright, and then I think we're super into just grabbing a time bomb right away. And then because there's a time bomb on top of our deck, which we want to draw right away, I'm not going to play the Ancient Prep, because I don't want to predict again. So, Sparkle Fly's definitely got to go. So we're going to go ahead and Sand Spinner here. Give that vulnerable and take an attack off of it. Morning Therapy. So the time bombs here draw a card when they come into play, and they count down 1 to deal 1 damage to all enemies and the enemy nexus. And Zilean levels when 2 time bombs have been destroyed. So we'll want to get this one down and then get another one down. Wow, no place. Crimson, thanks for 26 months. Welcome back. Good morning.
Beware the dragon spirit.
We're gonna go ahead and get Ancient Prep here. Looking for another time bomb, basically, so we can get Zilean leveled. Hush is actually stellar, so we'll definitely take that. So, Lee Sin, very combo-oriented champion. When he casts a spell, give me Challenger. When he casts another, give him Barrier. And then once he levels up, he's able to get pretty scary pretty quickly. This Dragon's Rage. It's fine. So with Hush on top of my deck, I'm going to go ahead and spinner this. And then next turn, I think we just open attacks.
Conflict is all in the mind.
Hush, little Lee Sin, don't say a word. Sand Spinner wants to punch you in the face. So this isn't really doing anything yet in terms of dealing damage to them, but I don't think they have many things that this kills anyways. And if I Time Bomb plus Ancient prep this turn, next turn Stonebreaker is active to deal 4 to an enemy and 2 to their Nexus. So I think we just do these so that way I can get this down to start applying more pressure here. So I definitely think we're the beatdown in this matchup. I think I'm skipping here. I think we basically just want like a Malphite at this point. Well, I guess he's only at 5 out of, or 6 out of 10. Okay, yeah, and here's a nice aggressive start for us. So this can come into play and kill this. We'll steal 2 to them. This is going to be a 2-2 next turn, so pretty solid open attacks. Make myself a little bit bigger up here. Opponent does still have mana to deploy a Lee Sin here if they wanted, which is kind of scary.
The spirit gives to those who listen.
Okay. So if they cast a couple of spells this turn, they can make a Dragon Link for next turn.
Each hold a world within.
If they get 2 Dragon Links next turn, we're basically locked out of the game. Ooh, no Dragon Links is good for us, so I think with no Dragon Links, we just open, right? So if we attack before we do anything, they don't get a chance to deploy any other units or play things other than fast and burst spells. I think I like that. This forces some amount of action from them. That's, Will of Iona my Stonebreaker is a bold strategy. Thanks for the 28 months, Rook. Welcome back. No, we just let these bounce, right? Because Time Bomb's gonna kill these next turn. I don't think we push 3. I'm just gonna go ahead and Time Bomb to start. Hey, Chip. Okay, and then with them pumping that up, I think we go ahead and just Stonebreaker this. Okay.
What is gained when we return malevolence?
So this is going to put them to 4. Oh, and these all die to the Time Bomb. Wow, that's great. And then Ground Slam can kill this turn. He is pretty adorable. If they don't have Lee Sin this turn, we're in a pretty good spot, huh? They passed. I just take this pass and open attacks, right? Yeah, okay. So in Runeterra, when both players pass, the turn ends. So when they pass priority there, I could choose to just end the turn and then start my turn by attacking. This is in a pretty good spot. Mikey! So the 27 months, welcome back. Played some Chromatic Cube this morning. I wish I would have watched your video before. Yeah. Yeah, the current cube on Magic Arena is easily the worst cube they've ever had on the client, in my opinion. Yes, yeah, the priority system in Runeterra is honestly one of the most skill-based priority systems any game ever. It's really, really well done. I think we rock hopper to start. I mean, ideally we should just have both of them up, right? Honestly, I might just take the pass here. Let's attack. This can get bigger. I think this trade is fine. And then this turn, we probably Zilean plus chip. Maybe start with Blue Sentinel, actually. If I Blue Sentinel chip, I have pretty decent open attacks next turn.
You're covered. Nature blesses her followers. Doggone, it's so big. Fine and peace. Steady my hand.
So if I trade Blue Sentinel here, next turn I get a Crest of Insight, which gives me an extra mana gem, which means I'd have 5 mana gems, but that's not particularly useful. I think we just cash in chip. And then next turn I could theoretically Stonebreaker. Doesn't seem particularly exciting though either. Could just pass and see what they do, because if I pass, I'm burning 2 mana and they're burning 3, which is technically a positive exchange for us. But I also don't have that many spells in hand to use my spell mana with. I'll pass and see what they do. If they take the pass, that's fine for us.
The balance requires a watchful eye.
Observe the price of ambition.
I find them unworthy.
Nature blesses her followers.
Malphite here could be a reason to block this. Because I would be able to play Malphite next turn if I had blocked here and gotten a Crest of Insight. And these would have traded. Yeah, I think that was a mistake on my part. A little late on the right negation. Both, and this was something I was worried about when I was looking at this deck. Both Stonebreaker and Malphite looking super awkward here because I don't have haven't played enough landmarks for either of them. This card was super powerful in the last game when we had played the landmarks, but I think I might need to revisit how this deck is constructed in terms of being able to enable this consistently. This is like a pretty decent body when we don't have it leveled up, though. Let's see what we get.
Oh dear.
Oh, take your time, Bomb.
Now, when am I?
When am I? Asking the real questions.
Nature blesses her followers.
We each defend our brethren.
That's right. Run!
Run! Yeah, I thought about Talia for this deck. The problem with Talia is that we don't have a ton of landmarks that we don't have a ton of landmarks that like stick around to copy.
So I go.
Nature blesses her followers.
Have to block. Gross.
Okay.
Feels dead, man.
Nature blesses her followers.
Yeah, this rate of negation just doesn't do anything here. Copying the one that draws isn't terrible, but yeah. Okay, I mean, this levels my dorks. Levels this. This levels if they see one more barrier. Could be right to play more of. More Unraveled Earth, too. It's a double enabler for this, which is pretty strong. I'll take the Sand Spinner.
Yeah, it's depending on me.
Then I think we try and just trade for both of their things here. Brutal. One short. Yeah, predict is look at 3 cards, put 1 on top of the deck is exactly correct.
I walk the space between worlds.
Yeah, I think we're dead here.
The soul wears away.
Right, negation looking real awful here. Oh, yeah, maybe I'm supposed to do this here to wipe it, take an attack off of it, since I need to jump block this anyways. This is gonna get a barrier and gain double attack.
You're covered.
Duty.
Yeah.
Self.
Let's take a look at some of the... I feel like I need to get 1 or 2 more things that end up making landmarks in here. The stone, what's it called, card seems really good. I'm not sure that Malphite is actually good in this deck. The core of this deck seems sweet. I'm just not convinced that Malphite's actually a useful top end. Like, is something like this playable? Countdown 2, obliterate the weakest enemy. I am not taking viewer submissions for Runeterra stuff currently, no. If today goes well, I might entertain that. I do have how to Runeterra video here. It's probably just a second second Unraveled Earth, honestly. This cantrips and it makes 2 things. Getting half of Stonebreaker out of 1 card seems good. Jack, thanks for the 3 years and for the tier 2 at that. Welcome back. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think we like draw enough cards and cantrip enough to make Veiled Temple functional. I haven't played enough Runeterra to know, Quarth. People, you folks aren't new. I don't snap off opinions on things quickly. I've played for like 4 hours total on stream and off stream. So I guess you could say I haven't been annoyed enough to get rid of it. To stop playing, but like, is it good? I don't know. I need like 2 weeks to figure out if it's good. Gonna lead on Ancient Prep here, because it says countdown, so I want to get to the 2-2 as quickly as possible. Might be Unraveled Earth, honestly. I think I'm gonna take the Unraveled Earth. You can also skip putting one of the 3 on top of your deck. Yeah, we mentioned a bit yesterday, Dude Light, like, the symptom of this deck's been like probably 30 to 40% of the matches that we've played, which is definitely a symptom of Runeterra's release cycle more than anything. So, and here, we're going to go ahead and leverage Runeterra's resource system a little bit. I'm actually just going to go ahead and pass here, rather than attacking, because if my opponent takes the pass, they lose 3 mana, but I only lose 1 mana, so it's a good exchange for us overall. So my opponent likely makes a play here. Okay, and then they just played a Perseverium, so I'm going to go ahead and play this Merciless Hunter for no value. We're not giving anything vulnerable. We're just going to go ahead and smash them for 9 here now. I have plenty of other things in hand that can give things vulnerable. I hope something close to what this deck that we're playing ends up being decent. This is kind of like a quintessential mid-range deck.
With what fruit comes of mortal greed?
Just good rate things, decent curves, stuff like that. I added a second copy of Unraveled Earth over the what's it called? The other thing that we were doing. Alright, so I think we trade chip here. Have this eat this. Do I play around... Are these decks playing the +3/+1? It could be right to play around the +3/+1. The good ones are? Yes, maybe I'm supposed to do this. Just kill their lurk monsters. Yeah, look at that shit. Played around the Shapestone. I'm just gonna open an attack for 7 here, right?
Disintegrate.
Pike is very good. Well, they have lots of vulnerable things. I'm gonna go ahead and just I guess if I can trip this, I guess if I cantrip this, they could just open attacks on me.
We love it when they run. Quit struggling.
Oh, this has quick attack. Alright, so we'll trade this here. And then next turn, this will be able to eat Pike. Yeah, Time Bomb draws a card and works towards leveling this up. The Lurk deck seems like it's a big swings kind of deck. It either gets its engine going or doesn't do a whole lot, seems to be. In fact, this obviously isn't the only case scenario, but we had a Lurk opponent earlier that, like, played their Lurk on one attack, missed their first trigger, and conceded the game. Which was certainly something.
Here comes the chip.
Here comes the chip.
Blue is like me, except very different in every way.
He's like me, except very different in every way. Oh, Chippy. Alright! Malphite! Malphite's an unstoppable force, chat.
Blue, you're my favorite rock and also color.
Oh, shit. This thing just kills my entire board when it attacks, right? So I shouldn't have played my thing out. I really need a stun card. Ground Slam, please. Only if you block it. Okay, yeah, that's a good call. I can choose not to block it. Okay, then this is lethal, so I have to block this one.
Rock solid.
I can't really play around them having a removal spell here. So, naturally they do. So, my whole board dies. They're out of cards? Kinda. Alright, these two together are technically lethal, right?
I am very strong like a mountain, because I am a mountain.
Because I am a mountain.
Stay still.
He's technically correct. The best kind of correct. Yeah, this is a pike. This pike went to the top of their deck.
Sun's beneath me and winds behind me.
Okay, so I have to block this because otherwise we die, and I have to block this, so this eats this, and then this trades here, this eats here, and then like if I top deck a Malphite we could win the game. Stone, what's it called, also wins the game, so we got a couple of draws here.
I will run you over.
Oh, for fuck's sake, this doesn't even trade with this. That's fine, it doesn't, it's the same number of outs, right? Doesn't matter. Right, because this strikes first and then he kills this, but this is still blocked at least. Alright, so we've got what? We got a few outs here. Second Malphite, a potential out. First stone, whatever, is an out. So they're at 2. Shaped stone, not an out. Time bomb and a time bomb would have also done it. Yeah, close game. I think if we would have hit a ground slam at some point to kill the pike before he leveled, we would have been in a decent spot. The part about pike that feels weird to me is I don't understand why pike gets to wipe. Doug or not, thanks for the 35 months, by the way, almost missed that one. I don't understand why pike, as worded, gets to wipe my board the turn he levels up. It doesn't make sense to me that he levels up and then also gets to kill my board that same turn. Yeah, the strike he levels up on starts triggering his leveled mode to kill your board, which doesn't make sense to me intuitively. Other than that, it seems mostly fine. Yeah, his hand's got a curve, right? Honestly, I think I mulligan the Ancient Prep, and we go, like, Chip into Rock Hopper here. Looking for another 2 or a 3. Hush is a great, not a proactive 3, but Hush is great against their deck in general. So, Chip gets 2/2 once you summon a landmark, and this is the 3/1 that summons a landmark, so we get to get in for 6 this turn. Good aggressive start here against Lee, which is where you want to be. It's a little annoying that they stunned my 3/3 with this, because now I don't really want to trade my 3/1 into this, so my 3/3 can eat it later, so I think we just take the pass now. Because damage levels and then state-based actions kill the unit. I mean, this isn't Magic the Gathering. State-based actions don't really exist here. You're acting like it makes sense because there's a rule book where it makes sense, but Runeterra explicitly doesn't have a rule book, so your recommendation is bad. Your logic explained doesn't work because that's not how this game works. If there was a rule book we could reference, I might agree with you, but there's not. You're just assuming it works like Magic the Gathering, but it doesn't work like Magic the Gathering. Because if you want to assume it works like Magic the Gathering, when a card changes, it's usually a new instance of that card. And things wouldn't level up mid-effect resolution. Is another thing that happens in Runeterra, like things stop and then resolutions. It doesn't translate cleanly at all, which is fine. It's a different game. It's just weird to assume that like it works one way like Magic, and then when it clearly doesn't work many other ways like Magic does. Yeah, I think I just take this pass, right? I guess I could play Chip. What are they gonna do if I play Chip? Probably nothing. I'm gonna play Chip and use my mana. I'm banking 3 either way. Sure.
I fight with my spirit, not
Yes, that's a little annoying. That's not too terrible, right? Because I get to drop Sand Spinner next turn and make this vulnerable. I guess I could gem this to make a thing. Yeah, I agree with you, Nana Snow.
Force is meaningless without skill.
A pleasure to see you, Master.
Observe the price of ambition.
Prepare yourself.
Probably put a third Hush in this deck for to keep playing against Lee Sin. It's pretty decent against Pike too, so maybe I should fit another one in. One thing I will say that feels kind of strange to me, it's kind of weird to me that Pike's level up condition is any Pike has dealt damage, but things like Shyvana is that particular Shyvana has to see the damage happen. Although I guess Pike is just Pike damage and Shyvana is anything. Huh. So Hush is really good in this matchup, but Perseverium enables these Stonebreakers, which kind of goes a long way. I think I'm going to take the Perseverium here.
What is gained when we return malevolence?
Pride was my end, as it will be yours. To ruin.
So I'm not attacking with these. Just going to go ahead and shove this in here. They have like a Pale Cascade to save this. Disciples, sure. So this will generate another friend for them next turn. But this will kill this next turn. I'm getting a 2-2, and then we have pretty good open attacks the following turn.
Breathe in, breathe out.
And honestly, with the second Stonebreaker in hand, and this gonna pop off next turn, we have a pretty good chance that we don't even need to open. We want to like play another one of these.
Speak, stars. Speak, I say.
Spike's not a morning person.
Spike's not a morning person. Alright, so they're looking for another Twin Disciples here to save this. They did not find one. Good deal. And then, like I said, we can have really solid open attacks here. Okay, so this is going to let them kill that. Oh, did they think they had enough resources to Resonating Strike? Maybe they miscounted their mana here.
Only human.
Chip's lines are adorable. You're not wrong. Follow me!
I'm too airborne.
We could die to Elisa next turn. I have 3 gems and a Zenith Blade. Am I supposed to take the pass because of how obnoxious Lee Sin is? I don't think so. I think if they had it, they would have played it. Let's get my Zilean down. Ground Slam sounds great.
All paths lead me here.
might unravel the Earth here too, honestly. What does Predict do? Predict shows you 3 cards at random out of your deck, and then you can choose to put one of them on top. Or you can hit skip and put none of them on top. It's like a pseudo scry for the Magic players in the audience.
Hey, Spike. Nice, Spike.
Yeah, there's a skip button on the right for predicts if you don't want to use the predict.
When we return malevolence.
Okay, so that gets stunned, and then the Dragonling will be vulnerable to start next turn, so we'll attack and put the Dragonling down at the end and crunch them.
Well, of course.
Our deck seems to have an okay Lee Sin matchup, which makes sense. I think we've got a pretty aggressive clock, and then we've got some disruption as well. Hush and Ground Slam, both pretty reasonable. I said we were gonna play a few different things, but maybe that's a lie. I kind of like this deck. Maybe we'll just play this for a couple hours. I think I want Malphite in the opener. Reveled Earth seems fine. Seems a good start towards enabling our Stone Boy. Yeah, I think we just take Stone Boy, right? Because this hand's like, has it enabled already with this draw? This plus this means this is active on 6. Yeah, I agree. The predict mechanic is real good. Ground Slam seems like excellent insurance after the fact. I guess I could just take Chip as a 3/3 for next turn, though. I don't hate that. Yeah, I'm gonna take Chip.
Yeah, he's depending on me.
With the beast yordle I see.
First time Mike, thanks for the follow. Good morning. I have to imagine the deep is pretty bad in this format. If you're assuming the things you're playing against look anything like what I've been playing against, the deep sounds abysmal to play at the moment. Yeah. Ooh, Time Bomb is great for next turn. The deep sounds probably awful against the lurk decks that have been like half my matches recently.
What have we here?
You again? What now?
See, I probably want to get rid of this so they can stop reducing the cost of cards in their hand.
Rock solid.
So this kills both of these next turn, which is decent. That's gross. Yeah, I mean, okay. So their most expensive unit's been reduced twice here. I guess this works out okay, because Zilean gets to be in play while this time bomb goes off now. Okay, sweet, and there's a second time bomb, so if this Zilean doesn't die next turn, he'll level on my following turn. Just to see 2 time bombs pop off.
The eye of twilight sees all. It must be done.
Harsh, but fair.
Nothing reads. Present and future. All in my hands.
So he makes fleeting copies of every non-fleeting card I played in the previous round. So if I play these 2, I get fleeting copies of them next time. I think we just open on Stonebreaker, right? Just crunch. And then I think we just take the pass here, right? Because Zilean is going to give us another Stonebreaker next turn. Which we get to use to kill. So this is fleetings, which means we have to play it this turn. But once it's in play, it stays in play. So this tries to kill Shen. And then we can play Unraveled Earth. To get another copy of Unraveled Earth for next turn. This draws a card, which is nice. Level up on this is super strong. And I'll do it again, the champion. So they have another riposte here. Single combat. Sure.
Had to be.
I think we just lose the mana so I can get this with Zilean. Pretty good. Nah, I think I want to be a little bit greedy and I think Slam is better than Hush here. Could go either way. I want to be greedy and copy these cards with Zilean. Another single combat. That's unfortunate. Opponent out of gas mostly, but still at 20 here.
I walk the space between worlds.
Do I just ground slam this now? So that way they have to have something else to give barrier with Shen, and then this kills this next turn? I think that's the line.
We swim within the flows of magic.
Okay, that's gross. So this gets double attack, so it gets to draw 2 spells. I don't know that we beat that.
You're covered.
Duty. Selflessness.
Man, their last couple of cards were just all gassier.
Gonna find a gift for Renekton, right, Arda?
Engulf them. A gift from the river folk.
Get our licks in.
I don't know how I feel about this guy. I guess we kind of need the landmarks from it to enable Malphite and friends, but... Okay, so that happens, so all of these are trading. That seems fine.
What form will the waters take? Waters are still. Kinku.
So, Shapestone plus Hush should mean this dragon's not too scary. A draw 2's a good
The balance.
pickup.
requires a watchful eye.
Okay,
So
we're cooking with gas. I'm gonna actually try and kill the Shen here, I think. Because we know at least one of these is a spell, so I don't want to hush the barrier off of this and then get got by something else. So I'm gonna wait on the hush. This makes them have to blink, and then I get to hush in response to whatever they're doing. Man. That's brutal. I don't have anything that stops that. Just hoping for a single combat. Need a live draw now. One mountain, please. The fact that we're at 3 here is rough. Well, I mean... Okay.
I was thinking the same thing, Blue.
We are an unstoppable force.
Stop running!
We just want them to not have another attacker this turn, because I'm at 3. If they just pass here, that's great for us. We get to draw an extra card next turn, and we're not dead on board. And I have Hush for their tricks. Okay. Okay.
I find them unworthy.
We just need my stone boy to survive next turn. He is an unstoppable force, chat.
So I go.
What kind of tricks you got? Yeah, the full screen art and client is great. For sure.
Observe the price of ambition.
Observe the price of ambition. Our boy Zilean chat coming back from behind to let us take this game, huh? Got some bomb diggities here. All right, I mean, get him, Spike, get him! Urgh. You mess with the bull, you get the horns, chat.
Rock wins. Rock always wins.
Rock always wins. Yeah, I've enjoyed what this deck is doing. I've loaded it up. It's like I said, like mid-range decks are what I like to play. This is a pretty quintessential mid-range deck. This does a lot of the things I like doing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put a few hours of Runeterra on the schedule again next week. I was thinking about how I want to break it up. I can't justify doing a ton of it because it's not as popular as Arena is, but I'm gonna put a few 1-hour segments in, I think. Spread it out as opposed to putting it into just a couple of days. I think it's way too early to say what... I think it's way too early to say what the format looks like. I have no idea what the format looks like. Who knows? Merciless Hunter worth keeping, or do I want a mulligan for 1s and 2s? I'm gonna full mulligan for 1s and 2s here. Nice. Look at that, chat. 1s and 2s. And I think... Do I want a rock hopper? I might want a rock hopper. Is rock hopper better than blue sentinel? It probably is, actually. I'd also like a Zilean more, though. Yeah, I think there's a few things I'd like more than rock hopper, and because I already have 2s and it's not that much better than my other 2s, we'll take the pass here. How can you be a successful streamer without outlandish takes while the format is busted or done with the 1 game sample? I mean, to be fair, most people that make blistering hot takes have more than a 1 game sample. But you're right, like, people think they can sit there and play for, you know, 1 day for 10 hours and, like, they know what's going on all of a sudden when that's not the case. I think this is an okay exchange for us. Getting this popped off early isn't super great, but... This is a nice draw, so I get to go ahead and vulnerable that. Now my 2/2 gets to trade into it. Is lurk good? Lurk is maybe good. I don't know. Lurk seems high variance. Yeah, that's people solve their games too quickly is something that's true in Magic and it's true in Runeterra and it's true everywhere. Just like saying let's wait and see, we need more information isn't sexy, it isn't exciting, it doesn't generate clicks. People just want like the shortest way possible to where they're going.
I don't want to meet whatever woke you up.
Wow, all this walking. Boom, boom, boom.
He's at 3 out of 4 already. So if I do this and this, next turn I can Stonebreaker, which sounds pretty great. Do this and draw a card and see what we get. Akadi's not bad. I think I'd rather do this turn though.
Gonna find a gift for Renekton, right, Arda? We'll get our licks in.
We'll hook this here and then we'll crack them for 8. Okay, and there's a Pike. So if they open attacks, we'll slam Pike. If they don't open attacks, we'll Stonebreaker. We're hoping to dodge his champ spell here, which is fast for some reason. Yikes. And Pike's at 10 out of 15 damage, so now I'm not even gonna be able to ground slam him before anything happens. Before he's able to get into combat. And I can't, and now that, yeah, now they have a 4 mana fast speed board wipe.
That's right. Run!
Maybe I need ritual negation in this deck just for Pike's spell.
Malphite. I am Malphite. Sometimes the bad gets bad.
And I just like, I feel like my game's like being held hostage by Pike at this point, right? Like I can't deploy because Pike's gonna fuck me up. Yeah, the fact that I can't, like, even hush it is rough. I guess I do this just to give them a pike target, and then if they pike me, we can Unraveled Earth in response. And they cast it off spell mana, so they, like, still have it up here. Okay, I guess we do this because it forces the pike.
Stop running.
I mean, it's not about making them have it. We know it's there. This pike's gonna be an 8/4. So we let this happen, and then we Sand Spinner kill the pike. Yeah. And we hit them for 7 down to 3.
The soul wears away like grains of sand.
And then I've got Hush for this next turn. This is a random lurk card in their hand. So we Zilean, so that way I can use Zilean's champion spell on Malphite when it would die here, right? Is the line? And if they hook this with this, I instead hush their overwhelm so we don't die that way.
Again?
Okay, and now we play Unraveled Earth, so that way if they have a blocker after we Unstoppable Force, it gets vulnerable and Zilean hooks it and then Malphite kills them.
Stay still.
Okay, and now any creature in our hand would finish this, but letting Stonebreaker do the finishing. Get him, Spike! Spike does not look happy, chat. Arrgh.
It is a good day to be Malphite.
Is it a good day to be Malphite, chat? Spike greater than Pike. Rock beats pirate, everybody does it. That's true. Big true. Why is the Stonebreaker card called Spike? I don't know, that's what Zip or whatever his name is calls him. I think I'm supposed to keep Ground Slam in this matchup. I'm gonna mulligan these two, looking for a 2-drop though. So Chip. Sorry, I forgot your name, Chip. Do I want Chip or do I want Zilean? So time bombs are appealing, but Zilean's not very likely to live very long in this matchup, and Chip's a really meaningful blocker. So I think Chip's actually better than Zilean here. Zilean gets me more landmarks towards Stonebreaker, though. It's close. I'm gonna take Zilean. I'm gonna take Zilean because of Stonebreaker. We wouldn't have gotten to block either way, sure. And actually, with this play, finding a time bomb would be sick. I think I pass here and take a random. Because if I take a random, we could get a time bomb. There could also be a question of, do I just like I could take second Stonebreaker and like assume that we're gonna draw, because like double Stonebreaker is probably really hard for them to beat as we go along. Especially with the ground slam here too. I could also take the ancient prep because prep guarantees this is on and prep gives us another predict at a time bomb. Go either way on that. They're playing Jagged Taskmaster. That's interesting. Happy with trading this for either of these. But I'm playing a little bit different lurk build here. Hey, there's a time bomb. This deck's been really good, Precipic. Good like quintessential mid-range deck. I get to ground slam and time bomb here. Huh? Marvin Clown, thanks for the Prime support. There's a ton of great people you can send that to every single month there on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this way this month. This is a lot of damages, chat. So, assuming there's a lurker on top of their deck, each of these are 5. This is 6. I'll start with this and see what we get. So, this goes away at the end of the turn, so I think we're just supposed to take the hit here. Because I wanted to use Ground Slam to kill one of these. Now we need to use this to do this. Because this is vulnerable and it would get to eat it otherwise. So now this will eat this and we'll take 8. Oh, well let's see if they figured it out. They did not figure it out, so now these two die to a time bomb. So this play probably it's likely going to cost my opponent the game. They didn't think about my bomb in play. They lost 2 things instead of 1 now. We'll start with Chip and see what they do. This can make something vulnerable, and then this comes in to kill something else next turn. And they're basically out of gas at this point. Oh, this isn't enabled yet. Huh. tilt. It'll be enabled next turn. Unraveled Earth.
Kathia is depending on me.
Yeah, Runeterra's most recent update not only introduced a new small drop of cards, but it was also the biggest balance patch they've ever done. They not only nerfed a number of things, but they also made a number of older cards better. Which is great to see. Okay. Well. Well, that was a good draw. Until they have his champion spell and they wrath my board. This going into here means I get to Stonebreaker.
Stick around. Got friends coming.
Alright, no Bone Skewer means we should win this pretty solidly. Yeah. I guess we have to trade these, huh?
Enough.
That's Sedge. I could hit a stun card here. Let's do this first. Yeah, I know they have the fish that auto attacks, so we got a player thing out here. How are we dead, chat? I have a blocker right here. Calm down. Free attack doesn't mean unblockable. In fact, Spike has something to say about us being dead. Time Bomb's the wrong play because we lose to another free attack fish. So play Spike and kill them. I mean, I guess chat was technically right that the game was over. You were just incorrect about who the game was over for. Spike always goes face. Spike does 4 to a unit and 2 to their dome, and it does just 2 to the dome even if they don't have a unit. So Ground Slam's good. The other two are probably good too. Nice.
Snow, I'm a feet. Wind, I'm a head. Up I go.
Treaties. Deal. Deal. As a Dota fanboy, I see how good Runeterra is and I cry. I mean, maybe someday, Valve will make a Dota-themed card game. Maybe they could even hire, like, a really esteemed game creator like Richard Garfield. I bet if Richard Garfield made a Dota-themed card game, it would be a huge success. I'm putting Rockhopper on top because I haven't actually summoned a Landmark yet. So I want to go ahead and Rockhopper for the Rolling Sands. That way these can deal damage. Quickly. Maybe they could even copy the Moto economy. No, I think Valve's smarter than to copy an economy from 800 years ago. Have they lurked at all yet? Nope. I ain't about to let them start. Slam them. Good night. So long, farewell, I'll see you and good day.
Sands beneath me and winds behind me.
Yes, having lots of removal spells seems excellent here. Oh, they triggered Lurk.
I will run you over. My board!
Let me explain how Lurk works. When you attack, if there is a Lurk monster on top of their deck, all of their Lurk monsters everywhere get +1 attack permanently. Time Bomb sounds lovely into this hatchling. Although this hatchling might eat Zilean here. Although I guess depending on, they might actually use Rek'Sai to try and eat the Zilean, and then we could ground slam to keep him off it. So, I think I just pass here because they're definitely attacking. And they're going to Rek'Sai into here. I'm letting Rek'Sai trigger, which is a little scary. But I want to keep Zilean around, potentially. And if I show the Time Bomb, they're going to have this eat this. So I don't want that to happen. That free attack could have made my Zilean block, right? Am I misunderstanding that, or is my opponent misunderstanding that? It can't? Weird. Free attacks can't challenge. Neat. Well, I don't know how Blade Dance from Aurelia works, so... Yeah, that's not really, that's not really helpful. You telling me it works like Blade Dance doesn't actually tell me anything.
Right, Arda? We'll get our licks in.
Attack with 10 plus power. So if I play Sand Spinner and they don't... If I play Sand Spinner and they don't have a lurker on top, this doesn't level. I could also just pass here, waiting to see if they have another attacker. Because if they have another attacker, I kind of want to Stonebreaker their second attacker. I think I'm going to take the pass, because if they attack with this and hook this, that's fine with me. Do we just Stonebreaker here? I can Stonebreaker this, and then we can Sand Spinner it next turn, and then hook it with this. The problem is they got 3 random lurkers in hand that are all huge. We're basically on, like, Malphite or bust, right? Is he leveled? He is leveled at least. We have 2 draws next turn at least. So the thing that was tripping me up about Lurk initially that you need to remember is that Lurk doesn't depend on the thing attacking having Lurk. It depends on the thing on top of your deck having Lurk. So Lurk isn't a keyword that you have on something in play. Lurk is a keyword that has to depend on something on top of your deck. That's the kind of weird thing about it.
The soul wears away like grains of sand.
Alright, well. We've been eaten by fish, Chip. Not lurk! Yay! I would like to see how my deck plays against something else. That'd be nice. Mulligan these, looking for a 1. 2 into 3 sounds good. I have 1 more shot to draw a chip or predict on 1. Hoping to draw a 1-drop, draw a 7-drop. Feels card games, man.
Reporting in. I'll do better this time.
Okay, so since they open on attacks, I'm gonna play Zilean. I think if they hadn't opened on attacks, I'd probably play Rockhopper if they'd have deployed something else. Is Shapestone good? I have Rockhopper to enable it. I probably don't need a second though, right?
All paths.
I think I'll take a random here. Hush isn't very good here, and we're pretty far off of enabling the,
For the glory of Malphite.
This is fine for us, because now Zilean can trade with us in combat. Or eat it in combat until they play Misfortune. And if we open on this, they won't want to play a Misfortune this turn. And this lets us ground slam a Misfortune before she does anything. Man, where's a time bomb when you need one?
Make haste.
Watch me!
Deal. Make it rain. Nothing dies, but these things feel some pain. Make it rain. Hopefully they Misfortune, and then we slam her.
Fortune favors the bold.
Misfortune looks like she wants to slam. This card is really good. Good night. If they want to attack, we just like trade off here, and then we're empty board on turn 4. They have a Gangplank, we could be in trouble, but I guess that's not even true, right? Because we have like Hunter into Shapestone. They just don't even have good attacks here.
Would you look at this place?
Okay, well, I can't Gangplank anymore.
Arda's gonna make a meal of them.
Gotta make a meal of them. So this deals 1 when it dies, so we're effectively at 13 here. They don't have another play. We have pretty decent attacks. They're stunning that. That's fine. So we'll take these and we'll eat this trade here. This makes our board a little bit mediocre against Make It Rain, but that's fine. We're not too far off of Malphite. I guess I did enable their Gangplank by hitting them that turn.
Looking for trouble. It found you.
Our board is also mediocre against Misfortune.
Gonna find a gift for Renekton, right, Arda?
Okay, ready.
This one's a fighter.
Yes.
I could be right to throw this away to gain 3, but like they're also at 14 and I'm dropping a 6/10 next turn. If they high roll and Make It Rain, they can get us.
I'll be damned.
This is technically lethal if they don't block. Put that on top. Jackie, happy Friday to you. Thanks for the 23 months. It's a long time. Welcome back.
On my feet.
Kill you? Even if they have something like a Fervor here, and they Fervor one of my things, that's a Fervor that's not going to my face. Yeah, maybe because Fervors, they're out, I'm supposed to plus this one. So that way I keep my stronger unit. Yeah, I definitely plus attacked the wrong thing there. probably doesn't matter, but worth noting.
Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat.
Spike is not a morning person.
Oh, turn 8 and we don't have Spike enabled. That's fine. We're still playing him out because we want the 6/4, but I just assumed we were gonna get a trigger. Are you dead yet? Razor thin game.
Rock wins. Rock always wins.
Rock always wins. Rock beats pirate, chap. It's just basic game theory. I think I'm gonna have to. I think next week when we do more Runeterra, I'm gonna sequence my schedule a little bit differently, because we're going to do Magic Online after Runeterra today, and it's gonna be a little bit jarring going from this to Moto. So with Zilean, I think I wait to play the Ancient prep so I can get an extra predict while there are time bombs in my deck. I think is my plan. Yeah, I decided I didn't want to play more Arena today, because their format's been a little rough. You know, honestly, I might want this other Zilean, just so, like, my first one's likely to die and we can stack a bunch of time bombs in the deck.
Keep guys depending on me.
Last Rume buys me a new sail.
Break their
What a shame for you.
Chrono Shift is his champ spell. Okay, so this is... What we're currently playing out is landmark number 2 towards Stonebreaker. I think we're just skipping here. I don't really need another blue sentinel. This doesn't sound great. We're not quite close enough to enabling this.
say time isn't really an illusion.
Attack, give other challenging units 1/1 this round. I think we just need to kill that, huh?
Harry, riposte, hardly fair.
Can't steer.
One of your finest time bombs, please, deck. Well, this enables Spike for next turn. That's nice. Malphite's up to 7 out of 10.
Gotta find a gift for Renekton.
right, Arda? My shield is yours. That's right. Run!
Run! They want to burn a protection spell here, keeping this alive and killing Zilean. That's fine. I have another Zilean in my hand. This seems fine for us.
Water changes, never breaks.
We could see them open attacks here, like hook this.
You're in over your head.
Time bomb sounds great.
Engulf them.
Yes?
Yes.
A gift from the river folk.
None of those are my other time bomb, chat. I wanted another bomb diggity. Another Stonebreaker's decent though, so we'll definitely take that.
Now, when am I?
When am I?
Strength and grace, beauty in the play.
We are pretty bad at predicting into time bombs, you're not wrong. Well, you know, I was probably supposed to play this.
Lost?
I am one with the land. Who goes there?
Ours is but to do and die. No quarter! Fight on! For Demacia!
Well. Okay.
Protect the faithful.
Hey, Draven, hope everything goes well with that. Oh, and it gives it a barrier too. Really gross. Well, I guess this is gonna deal 1 to this here, which is fine for us. Sweet, and then Time Bomb finishes this 5-2, right? Oh, Cataclysm doesn't give the barrier. He gets a barrier when he challenges. Got it. Thank you for pointing that out.
For the king! No quarter! With me!
Well, we're gonna draw a bunch of cards next turn. These draw, we get a 2-2, this kills this. We're in a pretty okay spot at the moment. Yeah, the Malph should mean we're in a decent spot.
But to do and die.
Especially with the number of cards in their hand here. Okay, this is sick. So, time bombs also say when you play a time bomb, blow up your other time bombs. So we can bomb and then bomb, which kills Jarvan.
The fate of mortals.
Ground Slam was probably the best draw in our deck there.
To the flag!
My opponent has surrendered. Okay. Like, I know we were super far ahead based on the cards that we knew were face up in our hand, but like, that's, I don't know, maybe they had somewhere to be, but that feels kind of like a spooky concession. It definitely feels like they knew the cards in our hand and were conceding because they knew they were dead. I don't know. Maybe their doorbell rang. I'm gonna mulligan all of these. Maybe I keep Preservarium. Yeah, I keep a Preservarium. I like a 1-drop though. And with this being their first play here, we're going to lead on Zilean, so I'd like to try and get to a time bomb ASAP. Someday, chat. Someday I will Zilean and predict into a time bomb he's put into our deck, but today is not that day.
Quickly!
They did miss their lurk trigger.
What now?
There's a different timeline where that happens. Yeah, definitely. Alright, I've got ground slams and hushes here. Feel like we're in a pretty okay spot overall. Copper's not a bad pickup either. Gonna have plenty of pressure. I mean, yeah, our deck's definitely capable of being aggressive. What if I hush this and then eat it with Zilean?
Yes?
I'm gonna block with this just in case they have stone shaping.
Wow, all this walking.
We do have Wild Nacatl in our deck. Only at 1 out of 4 on that. So we haven't had any time bombs yet, so I think we vulnerable this and then trade Zilean, try and push damage here.
Boom, boom, boom.
I need you to take one for the team here, Chip.
Disintegrate.
Chip.
Only human.
We're still 2 off of this, even after we rock Hopper. So, with that line, I think I'm actually supposed to not play a unit here because I don't want them to be able to use a champion spell to save this if they have a copy of Pike's Bone Skewer. I'll just get this dead. Oh, you know, I'm probably supposed to rock hopper first here, actually. Okay, so Time Bombs level Zil, but it's pretty unlikely that we get to 2 Time Bombs with Zil living, and Unraveled Earth means Stonebreaker is active, so we'll drop this turn.
If it's made of sand, I can ride it.
And then we'll have this active next turn. So we have 2 plus 8, so we have 11 total, so I can do this and this. Or 10 total, sorry, math is hard.
Just a moment.
I think we do this. The problem is, let's just drew them a bunch of cards. Morning Blevins. Need another Stonebreaker or Malphite that's leveled. Malphite's not leveled yet even. Chip's not gonna do it, Chip.
Doggone, it's so big.
This card.
Oh no!
Both the times we've lost to this deck, this is the card that did it at the end. I don't know. Card feels like the OG Riptide Rex. No, it's much better than that. I was actually pretty surprised they didn't revert the Riptide Rex nerf in there instead of rebalancing things. I felt like Riptide Rex was a card that was really unfairly balanced. Rebalanced, like when they finally rebalanced Riptide, it wasn't even really seeing play. And then it went from barely seeing play to just like not seeing any play.
I know the mountain.
Yeah, there's a reason why I took Arena off my schedule today, Hamlin. I think I'm gonna start with this. Gonna get that ticking down towards the card advantage. Okay, and then we've got this already rolled up here, right? I hate the current cube, Bright Star.
Break their spirits and their swords.
I think the current cube on Magic Arena is the worst cube they've ever had in the platform.
We love it when they run.
Just a bunch of people slamming bombs into each other. Historic with bans is going to be the format for the open. I'll post some survey snippets this evening, but I'd be pretty surprised if that changes.
We'll get our licks in.
I think especially with this draw, we start by just attacking here. I've got a Hush as well, so if they want to like try and riposte to eat this, we get to win that fight. And if they have a sharp sight, this lets us trade into a sharp sight and it's 2 for 2. You know, honestly, I think this is fine and we just say, okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Moist. I ain't gonna fight you on that one. Big agree that 4 match with that aggro suck. Probably just ground slam, right? Especially with our threats in hand here. Nice, and we got the Zilean. Zilean was the one I was like, maybe I want a Zilean. So this gives their challengers +1/+1. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill this, so that way this can't eat this inside of combat for free. That's a little annoying, but not the end of the world. So this will trade here, we'll take 2, and then we'll drop Stone Boy and give this the horns. Oh, that works out well for us. Really surprised they didn't take this trade here and push some damage. Oh, it doesn't have Challenger yet. Good call. It had the little hook on it, but you're right. This is my vulnerable hook. Thank you for pointing that out. Still, they should have attacked with this, right? Even if it doesn't have Challenger, if they're fine with this trade, they should attack.
Immediately.
This attack might have been ambitious with the Hush in my hand. Get a combat trick out of him here. We beat a sharp sight. I guess single combat ends kind of sour for us here because of these. I think getting a riposte out of here is fine. Putting the 4/3 first because of lifesteal's a good call.
Nature blesses her followers.
Nature blesses her followers. We just drop a Stonebreaker, right? Just try and murder nature before it happens. Hey, Brewster, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate you re-up and welcome back. So, Stonebreaker is basically nature, chat. It's a mountain. So does Stonebreaker using Shaken Ground on the Caretaker count as nature blessing the Caretaker? Bless this! Ugh! I think that's how that works.
My father's blade.
Nature blesses her followers.
Hey, John Random, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon.
Gonna find a gift for Renekton, right, Arda?
For my father, the king.
Get our licks in.
So they only have 4 mana, so we're hopefully winning some number of these trades. We won all of the trades, chat! Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Ooh, Preservaria means Malphite has leveled up. Is this champion spell? Oh, it's Ground Slam.
My people remember me.
Rock solid, chat. Moist succulent pyro. Thank you for the 31 months. Welcome back. You got it.
Last in Athlame buys me a new sail.
Such providence to be blessed with a son so noble. I am only what you made me, Father.
We are an unstoppable force, chat.
Rock wins. Rock always wins.
Rock always wins. That's fun. I like mid-range decks, chat. Hopefully mid-range deck ends up being playable. I don't know that I really have any comments on things I would change. Our curve is pretty reasonable. The mix of having a bit of predict with Ancient Prep and Zilean gave us a nice little amount of card selection. Chip and Rock Hopper gave us really aggressive curves along with Hunter and Spinner. Ground Slam just seems stellar right now. Having a stun that upgrades into removal seems great. This was a deck that Obtuse Hobbit had posted in the subs Discord server. I think I changed out like 2 cards. It was a deck they'd played last season that they said they felt was okay. And ended up feeling pretty okay today. Does Lurk also count as a mid-range deck? No, the Lurk's like a synergy aggro deck. Giant Flametongue Kavu that's also reach was also great. Stone Spike punched the clock and went to work there a few times. Ewok Slayer, thanks for the 29 months. Welcome back. Lurk is kind of like tribal. Kinda, yeah, it's like a variance-powered tribal mechanic. It's probably a fair way to assess it. All right, at any rate, last couple of days of Runeterra went pretty okay. We're going to go ahead and slot some Runeterra into the regular schedule again. It's not going to be full-time like we were trying to make work for a few months, but I'm going to sprinkle a few hours in while we try a couple of different things. Probably more mid-range decks like this, if we're being honest. Remember, if you can't catch it live, I'll post my schedule this evening once I figure out exactly what we're going to do. I think I'm going to end up putting Runeterra later in the day moving forward, as opposed to right at the start of the stream. But at any rate, everything that we do ends up on the YouTube channel as always. So if you're someone that's only interested in Runeterra stuff for me, make sure you're subbed on YouTube, and you'll be able to see videos when they go up there. At any rate, we are going to go from the year 2021 back to